Here's just a quick history lesson, guys, before we get started on today's video. The section of road here, this particular hill, is called Sylvia's Gap, but that whole section was sort of referred to as Sylvia's Gap, and it stretched from the Little Sydney Harbour Bridge, which crossed Hillis Creek there just north of the Tumblong turnoff on the Hume Highway, and it stretched up to Tumblong. It was about a 17-kilometre section. Now, the village of Tumblong is still right beside the current dual carriageway on the highway. Many of you would have seen that. And that section of road was decommissioned in 1983, and the new dual carriageway was opened as a result of that. Now, the old road as it sits today is on private property. So whilst you can't access the Little Sydney Harbour Bridge, the ARTHC, which is the Australian Road Transport Heritage Centre at Gundagai, has been granted access over the course of the last 10 years or so to drive on the old bitumen section of Sylvia's Gap, which goes from Tumblong to about Rosedale Road, which is on the northern side of Little Sydney Harbour. Been very fortunate to travel this section of road a couple of times, and this was supposed to be the last run. So here's just a little bit of a snapshot and a bit of a bird's eye view into what the road was like up until 1983. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Just want to say a quick thank you to Brad for these photos here of the trucks we took up. Check out his YouTube page, Aussie Truckie on Highway 31. He's got some really good stuff. He's actually got a really good video about Sylvia's run. So check it out, like his video and subscribe to his channel. Help him out a bit too. So thanks again, mate. Another piece of assistance while I was making this video was this book, The Old Hume Highway. It was put out by Roads and Maritime Services, RMS, which is now Service New South Wales. And we got it on a Hume run back in about 2014 or 15. It only focuses on the New South Wales side, but still a really good piece of information nonetheless. Now this video goes for a little while, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Sit back with a cold beer or a hot cup of coffee or tea and watch it in normal speed, watch it in fast forward, whatever it might be. But I hope you enjoy the run up and down Sylvia's Gap. G'day guys, Dave here from Old Rigs Down Under. Just about to start off on the Sylvia's Gap run. Horrible old winter's day. I'm going to take the CH up today, give it a bit of a run on the old road. Might be a little bit more comfortable than the old R600, but anyway, still be there for the fun for the last Sylvia's run. 1982, I think, from memory. Not from memory, from what I've heard. And it was replaced with a dual carriageway that went from Little Sydney Harbour Bridge or the Tumblong turn off pretty well all the way into Gundagai. So there's a good convoy of trucks here. The trucks I entered were around 60 mark, 59 and 60 I think. And there was a couple that came in after us. That probably includes a few light vehicles as well, but you know, for the cold, miserable conditions, it's not a bad turnout. The old road's chopped up a fair bit now. Just gets used on farm here between a couple of different farms, you know, just for running machinery around on and moving stock and so forth. So every time they do this run, the landholders here open up their properties and let everyone through, which is really good. It's a good walk down memory lane. I think this is one of the reasons why they may not have another run up here, just because the road's chopping up so badly. I mean, it'll last forever just for running farm machinery and stock and so forth over it, but yeah, when you've got 50 or 60 trucks or something like that driving up it, it doesn't take very long to chop it up, especially with some wet weather. Slow going at the moment, but yeah, just crawling our way in the convoy. This is the sort of steepest part of the hill from memory. It's a fairly steep drop down the other side. I think this is actually Sylvia's Gap. This is Sylvia's Gap. here in the old days with the trucks flying down this hill and crawling up the other side. Nearly touching mirrors on the way through. Tough climb up here in an old 1418 with a spread bogey trailer or something like that. feeding out corn here by the look of that. That's what I was carting the other day. So we're getting to the pointy end of it now. We're going to turn around down here, which might be interesting after a few trucks have been here and chopped it up. anyway. We'll see how we go. Well, we're heading back the other way now.
See that Andrew twin steering boxes, good luck.
Plenty of good advice on the UHF. Beautiful old auto car done up by Mick Clark, TJ Clark and Sons. It's got a good history, that truck.
No, we don't have notice on that one.
Some good looking stuff on the run.
That way, please.
Have a look at this old thing. Road boss with a caravan. Good old setup.
These crackers, I don't know if I'll get through there, mate. Put the 4 eyes on, mate, you'll be right. Fucking hell, it's only a single, you swing out like a fucking road train. Yeah, we lost the other trailer, mate, Tumblong. Something like that. You wouldn't have been on an alley road then. No, climber that.
Yeah, we have got to close. I think you should tell them like
Cool old SAR, Rick. Good to see them just as they are.
back there, but hold up in the bowl, but
Crackers, you can't take him anywhere. Well, you caught up, Dad, you caught up? You pull all the chicken wire? Dad, you need to stop. You're pulling all the chicken wire.
So slowly heading back up now. There'll be a few more trucks to come through yet, but seen a good number come through. Like Andy's found the fuel pedal anyway. Bit of soot coming out of it. This road closed in about 82, probably 440 or 50 horsepower was about as much as you really saw. There was still a lot of 300s, probably a lot of 290s. There was still old 160 Cumminses and Leylands and things like that, and also V8 Max and Kenworths with 892s in them and stuff like that, 400 cats and things. So when you had something going really slow up these hills, like an old 160 or an old Gardner or a Leyland or something like that, then you had some of these faster trucks. It was a bit of a recipe for a disaster. So there wasn't too many people complain when they made the new section of road. L700 Kenworth, you don't see too many of them. An old Finnemore's truck, old cab under. Good piece of history now. the old Shearer's Road Commander. We saw him this morning. Stuff that one up. Got one more gear to go on the top box. Here's Rod's cruise liner.
Like, right, yes.
There you go, Webby, you alright, mate?
Yeah, good thing, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Chipping away, doing what we do best.
Yeah, that's for sure, mate. You're not doing $1.20 yet, like shit, do that.
Happy did, mate, eh? She's had changed.
Bit different, isn't it?
Only different is the other bloke's behind the wheel.
Webby's Flintstone.
Right, mate.
G'day, g'day.
There you go.
G'day, Brian. Stuck here, Bob. You guys are going to have to come through under, otherwise I won't get down. Wait for the car waiting in front. Take off. Traffic day. What year did this get bypassed? Come up last year, I think it was 82, maybe earlier. Nah, further back.
Mate got his airline fixed.
Andy must be hanging back here for the money shot, is he? Bit of a gap in front of him. Here he goes. We'll blow a bit of smoke for the camera. And this is Sylvia's Gap again, northbound. Nice green tinge about the country all of a sudden. We've had probably 2 inches in the last 3 weeks, so it's been very, very welcome. Took a long time to get here, but certainly smiles on people's faces now where there weren't a few weeks ago. At least there'll be a little bit of growth, because it'll be stagnant over winter. At least there'll be something to carry a few blokes through now. Looks like a little country road now. It was once the Hume Highway. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Just starting to come back down into the village of Tumblong now. Thought that squealing was me. It's the bloody 2A. So this is the old highway coming into town. We're in South Gundagai as we speak. So Gundagai is now built basically on 2 sides of a hill. After a big flood in about 1854 or 1856 or something like that, all the village that was down in the valley got flooded out. And we're just about to cross the floodplain now, or drop into the floodplain. So this is the old Prince Alfred Bridge. It's the Murrumbidgee River there below us. Now this old bridge, there's the rail bridge over there you can see. So this old bridge used to continue all the way across the floodplain. You can probably just see a bit of a line of it going straight across there now, but it's been demolished in the last few years, as I mentioned earlier. The rail bridge is still up. that the road bridge was getting a bit second-hand and a bit dangerous. So, but yeah, that used to be the main crossing, and that might have been replaced in about 1978. The Sheehan Bridge, which the highway now goes over, was built then, and then when they duplicated it, they did that a little while later, I think. I don't know if they did the twin Sheehan bridges at one time or not, but anyway, I probably should do some history on that. They might have done them both together. But anyway, yeah, the old up the other end of town, the railway bridge and the road bridge intersected, so you had to pull up on the bridge if you were going to give way to the train. So yeah, interesting times back then. So here's the railway bridge, which is still in reasonable condition. But both of these bridges, when they were both up, they spanned the entire width of the floodplain. Now I think this rail bridge could be the longest span rail bridge in Australia still standing. But yeah, the old road bridge here, the Prince Alfred Bridge, it was pretty dilapidated and buggered, and you can see, if you look along that line, you can see all the old platforms there. Just a memory now. So we're coming back into the showgrounds. We're probably arriving back fairly early, so one of the trucks had a bit of a breakdown when he was turning around. Might have popped a couple of airlines out, I think, so they were just trying to sort that out, then the rest of the trucks will come back in. Righto, we're leaving the showgrounds now. Sylvia's Gap run done and dusted for 2025 and possibly for good. They reckon that could be the last run, so it's good to get up here. It's just a bit of a shame they had wet weather, although there wouldn't be too many down here complaining about the rain. It is a bit of a shame they had such an ordinary day for the run and the truck show, but everything went pretty well for them, I think, as well as it could be expected. So anyway, I reckon we'll just about leave that video there. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one.